one of the things I wanted to talk about, actually a few things. Earlier, I think I went live the other day, but it's kind of choppy, so I'm going to be real quick. But I'm not really supposed to be doing this, but I had some on my heart, and I got the permission from my family to do it. But, you know, the reason I like to come, like, to places like this, you know, it's just anywhere, is I love to disconnect from the world. And what I mean by that is not necessarily, you know, just getting off of social media totally, but just disconnected from the requests of the world. You know, some of us, we are victims to requests. You know, we're victims to the world's expectations. And we live our life getting pulled. You know, we live our life pleasing people. And there's nothing wrong with pleasing people, but pleasing people shouldn't come at the expense of losing yourself. You know, and so I try to do things as much as I can to disconnect from the world so I can connect to my world. And what I mean by that is connecting to myself, connecting to, you know, my peace, connecting to my family. And, you know, that's what protecting your peace is all about. And, you know, when I was out here, I asked myself this question, and you know, I'm always working on myself. I'm not the guy that just talks to you and just tells you, you know, this is how you live life, and I'm not applying things to my life. I'm always working on myself. I don't have it all figured out. You know, nobody has it all figured out. But I thought about this out here, and I say, you know, in order to maximize my life, and that can mean different things to different people. You know, for me, it means maximizing my peace. You know that I'm big on peace. That's really all I talk about. And the reason is that because I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like we all seek peace. You know, people say, oh, I'm seeking money. What you're really seeking is the peace you think money will bring. You know, money doesn't always bring peace. I can tell you that right now. Some people seek a relationship because you think that their relationship is going to bring you peace. Some people seek jobs and because you think that job is going to bring you peace. Some people seek, you know, validation from the opinions of the world because you think those validations are going to bring you peace. You know, whatever you think, whatever. But, you know, we all, I think in life, we want peace, you know, just to know everything's going to be okay every single day, just to enjoy our life. And so I'm all about that. And so the questions that I ask myself a lot is, what can I minimize in my life? Obviously, it doesn't need to be there. And I start with myself. You know, I start with the habits that I have. I start with some things I need to change. And then I work externally. You know, then I go to, you know, maybe it might be the environment that I'm in, people I'm around. Maybe it might be, you know, different places I'm putting my life around, whatever it may be. I'm asking myself, how can I minimize certain things in my life so I can maximize more peace in my life? Because a lot of us, what we do is we maximize the things. We maximize stress. We maximize worry. We maximize, you know, pain. We maximize all of these things, and we wonder why our life feels like that. We wonder why life sucks. Like when I was maximizing those things, man, life sucked, you know, but life is beautiful, man. And the only way you're not going to think life is beautiful if you're maximizing the things that keep you from seeing just how beautiful life truly is. And I know it's easier said than done, but that cannot be your excuse your whole entire life. Like, it can't. In order for change to take place, you have to be willing to make some changes, some decisions that are very uncomfortable, some decisions that are hard. But what can you minimize in your life that will automatically maximize peace in your life, that will automatically maximize happiness in your life, that will automatically maximize joy in your life? What's some things you need to minimize? You know, what's some things that you need to let go of? What's some things you need to get away from? You know, because you can't keep certain things in your life that don't produce you or move you towards living your best life. This doesn't work like that. You have to let go. You have to let go. So while I'm out here, I'm working on that. You know, I'm working on things I need to minimize in my life to create more peace, to make me a better man, to make me a better father, to make me a better husband, to make me a better, you know, inspirer, whatever you want to call me, whatever title you want to give me, to make me better. And because I know if I get better, I know my world gets better. And I know if my world gets better, I know the world gets better. So what do I mean by my world? I mean by my family, by my household. I know if I'm a better me, if I'm a better man, if I'm a better person, then automatically, by default, they're going to be better. And so that's why I say you always have to put yourself first, because if you're sitting there, you know, not being the best you, but you're taking care of everybody else, but they're not seeing you be the best you, then it's like my son. I can take care of my son all day, but if I'm a depressed person, if I'm an unhappy person, if I'm an angry person, but I take care of my son, you know what? He's going to develop those habits. He's going to feel those habits. You know, so it's not always about what are you providing to your kids. I ask myself that a lot. Not materialistic things, because those things fade. But what am I providing to my son to make him the best man that he can be? And so you have to think about that. And so when I mean my world, that's what I mean, right? My world, my family, the people directly around me, my friends, the people who are going to be directly affected by my influence, by my life. And I know if they become better, because I became better. That environment becomes better. That environment becomes healthier. That environment becomes more peaceful. Then it's going to result to a better world. It's going to result to a better world. So just think about that. You know, how can I minimize certain things to help me become a better me? And just think about one thing. You know, don't think about a list of 100, because that can be overwhelming. What's one thing that you need to minimize? You know, and only you know that. Only you know that. And you have to be honest and truthful with yourself, because if you're not real with yourself, then you can't be real with anybody else. If you can't look in the mirror and say, you know what, you need to make a change. If you can't look in the mirror and say, you know what, you tripping. You know what, if you can't look in the mirror and say, you know what, I'm better than this. So what do I need to change? If you can't do that, man, then your life, man, is not going to be, it's not going to change. It's not going to change, because can't nobody create change but you. Like this message right here, like it might be inspiring for some people. It can motivate you. It can inspire you. It can influence you to change, but change cannot be created without your permission. And it's time for you guys watching this to give your life permission to change it, man. Like to change it. And go travel the world too. This is off subject, but I'm out here. Go travel the world. If you say, you know, funds, I get that, but maybe you can volunteer. Maybe you can go on a missionary trip. Go to a third world country. You know, go volunteer. Maybe if you do have money, save. Maybe you don't eat out so much. You know, maybe you say, you know what, for a year, I'm not going to eat out, and I'm going to save this money so I can take a trip. Because I'm telling you right now, one of the biggest blessings that I have in my life with what I do is I get to travel the world. And it's not about the places I go to necessarily. It's not about the places I go to as far as like me going there. It's about the experiences I receive once I get there. It's about the people that I meet. And I realize that respect is the universal language. I mean, I'm getting so much respect out here from people that are rehabbers, but from people who are not. You know, and I'm respecting them. You know, I'm showing love to them. They showing love to me back. Like when I fell in the ocean a few minutes ago with my son, I don't think I told y'all this story, but I'm going to tell it in a minute. You know, the guys rushed out there. You know, the guys rushed out there because I showed them love. You know, they showed me love. I showed them respect. And of course, it's their job, but they were cool about it. You know, they could have been, man, what you doing out there doing all that crazy stuff? But they were cool about it. And they actually told us to go back out. And I was like, nah, we'll bring it back in. But travel the world, man. There's so much more than your zip code and your area code. I'm not saying you got to forget about where you're from. You know, people try to call you a sellout when you do that. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that your final goal shouldn't be like to be the man in your city, to be the woman in your city, to just stay there. Like there's so much more to the world than your zip code, than your block, than your hood. Like I can't stand when people claim their hood and all this. First of all, hood they don't even own. That's the funny part. But they sit there and claim it like that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like expand your mind, because when you travel the world, it will expand your mind. I promise you, it will change your mindset. It'll make you grateful for one. You'll realize, man, the things that you thought were big problems or small problems. There's people out in this world that would love to have the struggles that you have. That don't mean your struggle isn't real. That doesn't mean your struggle isn't hard. But there's people in the world that would love to have that struggle. So if you can, like, go somewhere, I would say, you know, this is nice, a resort, you know, and you still get out. And I get out, and I love to get off the resort to meet the local people, to support the local people. You know, I bought this and bought some other things for my family just to support them. But try to get to somewhere, you know, a third world country, or if you're going to a resort, try to get into the city, not just on the resort. And so you can see the world, man, because what you can do is you can bring back inspiration. And so it's like people now that, you know, I'm not a travel vlogger or nothing like that, but it's people now that see my snaps and see my videos, and it's kids that ask me questions. It's kids now want to be motivational speakers, if you want to give me that title. It's people that want to use their story to impact the world, man. And that's what you can bring back to your city. You know what I'm saying? It's more than just sports. I want to, you know, being an NFL football player was cool. You know, being a college football player was cool and inspired kids, whatever. That was cool. But, you know, everybody wants to do that as a kid. Everybody wants to be an athlete. But what makes me most proud is now I talk to kids and they like, man, I want to do what you do. You know, I want to go out and help people and inspire people and create change in people. And that's like the dopest thing, man, because when I was growing up, like being a speaker or anything like that wasn't nobody's passion. Even mine, I didn't want to be no speaker. But I realized, man, that in traveling the world, it was so many limitations that I was putting on myself. Like my first time out the country was in Sweden. And when I got back from Sweden, I realized like how much I was limiting myself, how much limitations I was having in my own mindset. And it opened up my mind. I'm like, man, I could really change and help change, should I say. I can really reach the world with my message. And let me be clear, it's not about, you know, don't think that the only way you can make an impact is that you're reaching people across the world. Not at all. You can make an impact, first of all, like I said earlier, by impacting those in your household, then those in your neighborhood, then those in your city, then those in your state, then those in your region, then those in your country. Then you can reach people out the country. Let's get it.